Live from our new studio in Fort Worth, Texas, it's C10 America. And now, here's your host, giving up for Texas Rich!
Hey, what's up, guys? Good morning. Hey, what's up? It is Wednesday, January 28th. Can I see for a minute? Wednesday, January 28th. We're at 9:01 a.m. Just a little over 9 o'clock. Hey, what's up? I see Dad's in here. I see Joey's in here. Scott's in here. And a couple other, folks, and that is, awesome. I don't see Sam, Ditto, or I don't see, a couple other people. I'm having a mind freeze, right? I think it's, the weather. It's freezing my mind. Why not everything else? Hey, how about this weather, we're having out there, man? It's doing something to, my nose, my sinuses. Every time I go outside, it's like, something like 19 degrees outside. Very, very cold. Bundle up. It's cold outside, I'm breathing in cold air, ice cold air. And then I come in here, we have the heater on, so I got to put, Vicks or, something, in the nose. It's drying out. It's terrible. Hey, we are officially, I was officially done with, the magazine issue number 8. However, I'm working on one last page that, I told, a guy that I would definitely put him in. He has a badass, truck. After I get it done, I'll be done with issue number 8. And it's only January 28th. So we're coming out early with, early, maybe a day before, or we'll be done, a couple days early to meet the deadline. Excuse me, pardon me. So, guys, these cables are getting on my legs here. Anyways, if you are not, signed up, you need to get signed up over at, the website. I think, hopefully, I think I checked the bank account, I think, I'll double check for you, but I think, the website, we're still updating the new payment system on the website. If you think about it, guys, we've had the website for ever since me and Dad started, the Hot Rod magazine busted. We took and we started the bank account, and then I took and I changed the name from Busted over to, C10 America, but I was using the same payment thing, and, that was many years ago, and stuff like that. So we're updating the, payment system, on the website. So anyways, I think they say usually it takes about give or take 24 hours, or sometimes before that it's fixed and up and all that. But you can check it out. go to www.c10americamagazine.com and get signed up for this awesome magazine. This is issue number 7. So if you want 7, you get signed up for the magazine, and then we can give you, back copy. It gets you up to where you're at. So it's only $10. Go to www.c10americamagazine.com. Get signed up for only $10, guys. If you're a member here in the group, don't go to the website. You know what? Drop me your email down below, or better yet, if you're afraid of it, letting others have your email, just drop me a simple thing down below saying, you know what? I'm a member. Sign me up for 5. I'm a member. Sign me up for 5. And do it under this video, or somewhere in the group. Then I'll see it. We'll see it here at the studio, and then we'll get you guys signed up for only $5 if you're a member. If you're not a member, then you can go to the website and try and sign up for $10. But if you're having an issue with that, contact us, email us, and then I'll send you a PayPal invoice, and then you sign up for $10. But anyways, guys, pardon me, I think all that music I've been playing is pretty much available on I said one album, 26 songs. No, not one album. We have 3 albums with 26 songs. And normally what you do is it's exclusively over at the website. So you go www.c10americamagazine.com. You go to the store page. On the store page over on the left hand side, you are gonna see a list of links right down below. Go all the way down to the bottom. You're gonna see a link down there that says C10 Music right down below, guys. So you click on that, it opens up a brand new page. On that page, it's gonna have the album. I need to put up the other album up there, so it'll be up there when you guys go to buy. And you buy the first album, you get 10 songs for $5. You buy the second album, you get another 10 songs for $5. Okay, that's it. You paid $10, and then you wait for the third week. You come back, and if you don't see anything, contact us, because I wanted to make it a way so other people that haven't bought album 1, album 2, they can't go and they can't say, you know what, I'm not going to buy album 1, I'm not going to buy album 2, but hey, they're giving away a free album, so I'm going to download that. Well, no, you're not, because I can take and upload it to the website, and then I have a little button I click on, and it hides that from everybody. It hides that from the people that don't want to pay for, album 1, album 2, and they only want to try and get something for, nothing. Well, we we took and we found a way to only make it for the folks that buy the first and the second album, and then we'll take and we can contact you, because we get notified every time somebody buys album 1 and 2, and so we get emails and all that. It's we can contact you, or you can contact us, and we'll have your email, and then we can email you a link to that page. Mind you guys, when we do send you that link, you can only click on that link one time. So, I know there are some people, and me and Roller were talking about it the other day, and the issue came up, or the, thought came up, excuse me. I said, well, and we're thinking about it, and I'm like, well, yeah, true. What if, somebody bought album 1, album 2, and they get, the link for, the free album. Well, with that link, they can send that link to, their friend, or, a family member, or somebody that hasn't bought album 1, album 2, and send that to them and say, hey, here's a link, you can go over there and get 5 or 6 free songs at the website. And we're kind of kicking the can around, thinking, what can we do? Then by trial and error, I'm playing around with the website, right? And I'm looking, putting links and, working behind the scenes on the site. And I saw there's an option on there that when we take it, we have people buy the magazine or buy any digital products or whatever, they can download it. And a link is generated, everything digital you put up on, the site that I'm on, and you can let them know, or, the website know how many clicks on that link you want to okay. Do you want to okay 1 to 10 to 20 or whatever, just 1. So the link for, the third album, that link, you can only click on that link one time. If you click on it more than one time, it's not going to work. And so that's our way of somebody getting, the free magazine that hasn't really paid for, album 1, album 2. And I found all this stuff out by just, doing it by trial and error. I, kind of messed up on one thing, so I'm trying to fix that, and then I found this. I'm like, well, and it pretty much goes to, you guys and gals out there doing work on your trucks. You're probably, working so hard to make this one part work or fix, or, maybe you have to, grind back, the firewall to make that big block, fit in the engine compartment, or maybe you're doing a, LS swap and you need to cut something out to make, part of, the engine fit in there correctly up on, the motor mounts and all that. And then you do one thing, and then, you find out, hey, I can do this on, this. So it's weird how, things work out, and you're not really, thinking about, that right there per se, but then, that shows up and you kind of write it down. So you remember it. If you're getting old like I am, you kind of write things down or talk into your, cell phone, on, the memory, app and all that stuff. Anyways, guys, if you have not contacted my buddy Bobby C, you need to do that. April 11th, 2026, Bobby is putting on his first car show up in Kokomo, Indiana, and it benefits Cruising for a Cure for research up there. It is the breakfast cruise in and show right up there, put on by Knights of Columbus. Mom loved, the Knights of Columbus out there in Pittsburgh, PA. She would always help out with, the high school reunion out there, and that's awesome. You know what? Maybe one year, me and the wife will take a trip out to PA and go to, Mom's reunion, in Mom's, name, and just, go out there, introduce, myself, and, just talk about what an amazing woman, my mom was, and, Dad's wife, she was totally awesome, and she loved, the Knights of, Columbus. So that's why it kind of brings back memory, Knights of, Columbus. Anyways, it'll be held at the Columbian Club of Kokomo, Indiana. They're located at 1631 Foxfire Drive. That's Kokomo, Indiana. Entry fee is $20, which, by the way, guys, which includes breakfast. Dude, give me 2 bacon, 2 sausage, toast, hash brown. I'm there, Bobby. I'm there, buddy. Just email me some bacon, and hey, we'll call it good, man. Anyways, if you want to call my buddy Bobby C, his number is area code 765-271-5034. That number again, 765-271-5034. Registration opens at 8 a.m. Breakfast is served at 9 to 10:30. They do have a full bar. They have a full gaming lounge. 50-50 drawing out there. Little girls or kids walking around, selling 50-50 tickets. They're probably at like every, car show that I've gone to. There's somebody out there selling tickets. They're open to cars, trucks, motorcycles, golf carts, and UTVs. They're having it rain or shine, guys. And then they have cash prizes for winners out there. So that is awesome. You need to go. If you're out there by Bobby and don't go right now, but hopefully this weather kind of maybe all the snow, the ice kind of melts. Mother Nature, take a break. Just kick back, Jack. Anyways, guys, I took it. I was talking to, my wife, my dad. Probably about the same time we started C10 America, and we started the group and all that. And I showed Dad and I showed everybody that, hey, I took and designed some decals. Can you believe it? These right here are 3 years old. I designed these back in 2022. We're in 2020, 2022, 23, 24, 25, 26. Well, December 9th, 2026, it'll be 4 years. So these are, yep, I'm right. I do math. Okay. In school, if you ask my teachers, I sucked at math. I didn't like math, but I think I've gotten better over time. Excuse me, pardon me. So, anyways, talking to the wife and Dad, they said, you know what? Why don't you take and put like a sticker pack together, maybe, So we have an awesome sticker pack, and I did 4 decals. 4 decals. You can get these over at the website, but if the website's kind of down right now, I have a workaround. You can take in for right now for the next week, or until the site is fixed. If you want a sticker pack, contact me. Just put sticker pack right down there, and I'll know you guys want one, and then we'll get your email. I'll send you a PayPal invoice for only $10, and we'll send you a sticker pack. Get the address, where to mail it to, all that cool stuff. Then we're throwing another decal, in the mix. So this right here, busted me and Dad's old Hot Rod magazine. We had to make some decals to promote the Hot Rod magazine. So we only made, I think, this one and another one. We only made 2, but for C10 America, I made 4, and then I'm making, another one. So I have 5. But we're throwing this bad boy in, the mix. So you're getting one of these. We're throwing another C10 America Stars decal in it. So they were a 4-pack, and then they became a 5-pack, and now they're a 6-pack of decals. Now, I'll get that later. If you want a sticker pack, or sign up for the magazine, or whatever, contact me right down below this video. Put what you're looking for over on the site. I'll tell you what, go to the site, look and see what you like, what you want, then come back underneath this video, tell me what you need or what you want over on the site, and I'll send you a PayPal, and we can work around the website right now until it's all corrected and fixed. That's why I got PayPal, so it's all pardon me, the nose. That's why I have PayPal, so it is it work around. Hey, I did not get to this yesterday, but I want to get to it. I want to say a big shout out to everybody that donated stuff to us for, the studio, for that table, for decorations, hats, shirts, all that. We love all you guys. We love everybody that sends in, stuff. If you send me a t-shirt and I wear it XL, if I wear it here, I wear my hat. If you send us a hat, pretty much the little snap in the back is everything I wear. Not fitted, only I'm old school. I'm sorry, I'm old and I'm old school. If I wear your cap or your hat on the live, I wear my shirt. So vice versa, I am always cross promoting. So if I'm promoting your ad, I'm promoting my shirt. Vice versa. Excuse me. So I'm always talking about, both, companies, both, brands and, pardon me, all that. So first and foremost, I want to thank Dan, Anthony, and Kathy Jackson out there in Las Vegas, Nevada. Currently, right now, we're doing a print for Dan's wife, Kathy, and we're waiting for the print to come back from print. And I love it how they all come back to me. I double check everything. I open it up. I double check it, make sure it's good to go, and then tape it back up, put it back in the box it came in, and then boom, out the door. So, I just want to make sure it is, good to go. So I have come here. I check it out. If there's something wrong with the issue, or not the issue, but if there's an issue with the product, then, I get on, the phone and I call the print shop and I say, hey, this is no vinyl. You need to fix it. It's no good. You need to make a brand new one. Take the old one back, send me a brand new one. So that's why it takes a little bit of time. I want to make sure you guys are getting, the product, you paid for. And if it's not the product you paid for, I don't want to send it, because I don't want to be somebody out there that, I don't want to just take your money and then ship you something that is, half-ass. I don't do that, and I won't ever do that. That's, not me, not the way I was raised from, my dad and, my mom. Anyways, big shout out to Dan, Anthony, Kathy Jackson. If you look over my right shoulder, you will see that wood plaque right on the back, brick back there. It's red, white, and blue. Well, that hard to believe, but that is made out of horseshoes. Yep, horseshoes painted red, white, and blue. And it's Dan's other little talent, other than working on C10s, working on cars, building cars, all that. He loves to dabble in, the creative side of, making things out of horseshoes. And then he made us a little sculpture back there of a cowboy with his hands over the fire. He's sitting on a stump. And I showed you guys, a couple of times before, probably tomorrow Thursday. I'll take it on tomorrow's live. I'll bring it up here and show it to you guys. But it's awesome that he has, all these creations. And that plaque on the back wall back there, that is plaque number 2. The first one went to, his son Anthony, of course. It should have, and we're so honored that we got, number 2. That is awesome. Thank you, sir. And then, that horseshoe creation back there with the cowboy on it, that was creation number 1, I believe Dan said. So that is awesome. And then he also sent a ton of decals for, that table back there. Then when Miss Terry and myself got married, he sent us a little creation of 2, hearts, one going into another one, making one heart. And after we get that, mounted, I need to get a ladder, because I thought I could stand on the step stool, but I can't reach above, above the window and, the doors. I'm not that tall, I'm a small guy, I'm small. Maybe online, I kind of look taller than, I am, but, I'm not. And my dad says, good day to all C10 family. Dan Jackson's in, the room right now. He said, good morning, all you nutcases. It's hump day. And then Scott Stout says, good morning, C10 family. And on that, good morning to each and everybody, not only watching in the live, but good morning to everybody in our group. Hopefully you're having, a great, awesome day. Then Dan says more decals going out today. Glad to donate. Hey, I can use the decals. I will put them on, my tables. I have another wall back here that, I'll be designing only the half wall. If you see the brick back there, we have a blank wall over on the side here. And I said before, I'm not going to design the entire thing, but I'm going to come up probably as far, like 5 feet, as far as that back wall there goes, and design this back wall. But then on the top, I'm going to leave it open. That's where I can put, all the orders for, all the metal prints, all that stuff. And then, all these other decals will go on, the tables and, all that stuff. That is so cool. That's awesome. Then a big thank you going out to Scott Stout from White Buffalo Wheels car show right down there in Snyder. He got us a little thing that lets us see one another on the camera when we're when we're doing lives at car shows, and we're using, where's the phone? Right back here. We're using, the back camera. The back camera on the phone is, the best camera for doing all your, content creation. When you do it on the front camera, everything is not readable. You can't read anything. He got us, a little monitor screen called the Kingma blog monitor screen, or vlog, whatever you think, blog or vlog. And it's awesome. It's Bluetooth, or you can plug it in, plug to play. It works with Android and Apple. So it's a game changer. Out there, guys, if you're doing awesome content creation, then he sent a bunch of decals for that table back there. So big shout out to him. And then big shout out to Roller. He got us, that little spark plug lamp. You see it right back there. It's right above, the white sign back there. And so that'll be, up there on the wall. All this stuff will be on, the wall for as long as, I'm here, as long as, the studio, pardon me, is, here and, all that cool stuff. And then Scott and Roller hooked up together back in 2025, and they got us a 10x10 canopy booth. It has C10 America, on the top, on the side, and on the back, so it is awesome. And now people at the show, they can really see C10 America is out there at the show. So that is awesome. I cannot wait to go to C10 Nationals and have the booth out there. That would be so cool, and see what kind of response we get out there. So that would be awesome. Hey guys, my buddy Brad Gardner with the 801 build, we took in, I think we put him in issue number 5, issue number 6. Anyways, Brad sold 801 build on Bear Jackson. I don't know if you guys saw it. Maybe I'll try and get the video, try and play it here, coming up, maybe on a live, maybe Friday. I'll see if I can find it later on today, save it on my, computer so I can, play it for you. But it's pretty, awesome. Anyways, Brad, I think, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think when everything was said and done, I think Brad, he sold 801 build at the auction. When it came over the auction block, I think he walked away with, I think $170,000, or maybe that's what the truck sold for, $170,000. Hey, that's a little more than I have in my wallet right now, which is maybe $1. Yeah, that is crazy. But I know what Brad was saying at Barry Jackson probably that entire week. He was there, we can do it. So, I'm just thinking, man, it was probably really, praying and really probably had, the prayer chain going, right there at Barry Jackson. All his friends and family, they're rooting him on. Come on, we can, so. But the big thing to ask is, if he sold it for, $170,000, what's he gonna do? Is he gonna do another build? I would love, to interview him and get him on, the pod. You know what? I'm gonna make a note. That's a good idea. You know what? Hold on one sec. I get good ideas when I'm doing these lives. Call Brad Gardner. How do you spell his last name? Podcast. All right, just wrote that down some. See, I gotta write stuff down so I don't forget it, man. Anyways, I want to say a big shout out to Iron Carriers. You guys rock. You sent 2 shirts in, 2 hats in. You are very, very awesome. We just got a text here. Let's see, from who? Got a text from, my cousin, Julia. I'll get back to her in a minute. Big shout out to Jay Prud over at Trucks USA. That is classictruckbedparts.com. Classictruckbedparts.com. You want to go check them out today. You want to go at least check out our sponsors and advertisers, because without them we couldn't do what we do. And show them some love, like you're showing us some love here in the group. Want to say a big shout out to Dale Turnbow and David Molina. Dale Turnbow and David Molina, they had up a little thing called the Rat Pack Car Show right down there in Gale. And it's pretty much, it's more than a car show. It's kind of like a family reunion that has hot rods and classic cars and all that. And they get together every year to, hang out. And, Scott and myself will be down there, of course. Last year was, first year me and the wife went down there. And you know what? To be honest, I'm glad that we did. It was an awesome, show. Met, a lot of you great guys and great gals out there, and met awesome guy, Todd Leatherwood out there. And it's so cool. People at these truck shows and car shows and all that, they're, everyday passion-loving, car-loving, truck-loving, Americans. And that is, so cool. I think, the truck show world and, the car show world is kind of just, what can I say? They're awesome people, out there, and we all have one thing in common, and that is passion. We all have that passion. Hey guys, have you been following how quick the group has been growing? Checking the numbers. Well, I check it each and every day because that's what I do. I do all this for a living. It's my main job. So I guess you can kind of call me a content creator. And I'm doing the lives, doing the magazine, doing the podcast. Hey, I did not forget, we're recording for C10 America Talks. Hey, I totally forgot that we had the podcast going. I did not forget about you guys. Of course, we have people from Saudi Arabia, from what is it? The Netherlands. Think I even saw people in the podcast from Italy. Italy. Oh my God, that is so awesome. I see people in there from Sweden, all over, the map and, the world. That is, awesome. And our podcast is worldwide, baby. It's worldwide. And that is, so cool. But anyways, back to, the numbers of the grid. We're at 77.5 thousand. We're not too far. We're 5,000 away from, 80,000 in the group. And then, dude, we're going to, the moon. We're going to, 100,000. And that is wow. Yeah. Wow. I think, when I first wrote this, paper here, we were at 69.7 thousand. That was, a little bit ago, So that is pretty, awesome. Let me see here, guys. Some of the songs available on me and Roller's album. 3 albums. You're looking at C10 Summer, that old C10 Chevy C10 Blues. My Last Ride, Patina Is Not a Color, Sipping on Sweet Tea in my Patina C10. All the Girls Think My C10 Sexy, C10 Garage, If I Don't Come Back, C10 Mountain Morning, Who Will Drive My Old C10, The Mistress, C10 Hangout, and, C10 Soul. That is only, a couple. That is only 14 of the 26, songs in a 3 CD set or 3 album set, whatever you guys call it. Put it on a thumb drive. We can email it to you. When the website's up and working, you can go to the website and boom, just download it right there and then. A couple people that will be in issue number 8. I need to go down their names. If you're chosen to be in, any magazine, we're gonna give you. We're gonna name drop your name. We're gonna tell everybody you're in the magazine. This is for issue number 8. We're looking at Aaron Ware. You're in the magazine. Billy Sharp, Charlie Kahn, Gabriel Ellman, Greg Stewart, my buddy James. His wife works with my wife at school. Kenny Foran, Lee Nee, Steve Marback, Witten Johnson. Your print will be going out as soon as the roads clear up. We'll get that out to you real quick. And we're waiting for your Spa 11 by 14 to come in. Should come in anytime now. And Curtis Tate. And that was only 12 people. We have, I think, a total of probably 20 people going in. Hey, Sam, welcome to, the live. And I think that was only like 12 people, but we have like a total of, 26, people going in, issue number 8. So I don't know what you guys are waiting for. If you're not signed up to, issue number 8, you need to do so. Pardon me. You can comment right down below, or just comment right down below. If you're a member, I'll sign you up for $5. You're not a member, I'll sign you up for $10. I'll send you a PayPal invoice until the website gets going again. I think maybe by the end of the day we might be good to go, but I'll find out. I'll call my website team that I have working on it and see if if they got the issue taken care of, or if I'll tell them, hey, I need to go do another video and tell everybody in my group the website is up. I mean, as far as the website's up, but the payment system, if that's fixed, then I'll go tell you guys. If not, then I'll keep on sending invoices through PayPal. Anyways, guys, these are back. I've been so busy. I'm sorry that I haven't got all these over on Fourth Wall, but I've been going through my email yesterday, and dude, I love you guys. Tons of you guys are going to Fourth Wall, and you're buying our shirts over at Fourth Wall. You know what? I love you. I'd give you a big hug, if I could. That is, so cool. And if you want one of our new shirts, go to fourthwall.com, and you look for Rich Arthur. My name Rich Arthur. Right on Fourth Wall, you'll find all our shirts. We have some new shirts coming. This one, Long Bed Love, Short Bed Dreams. Long Bed Love, Short Bed Dreams. We're gonna go a little longer today, so if you can, just hang in there. And this one man, one C10, one story. I love this one. That'll be over there as well. Let's see here. Freedom rides low. Freedom rides slow. These will be available. The reason I'm going a little longer, because I'm showing the t-shirts we're recording for not only the podcast streaming live to Facebook, but we're recording for YouTube. So what's up, YouTube? How you doing? We love you guys out there. We see all your creations out there and stuff. And by the way, I need to tell you real quick before I forget. I don't want to forget. I put that post up, probably yesterday, trying to find out who you guys liked better. Foos, Kindig, or Martin, Joe Martin, Dave Kindig, or Chip Foos, right? And everybody has chimed in. Everybody is saying who they like. I think we got, close to 10,000 views, on that post. Well, I'm not sure of the, his name, or, if he wants me to say his name, but we have somebody in the group here that is friends with all three of them. And I don't know you might have worked with all three or just friends, with them. And, the reason I bring that up, I'll tell you why I bring it up. I bring it up because that right there, that's showing me, what kind of, people that are joining, our group. And it's pretty awesome to where I had a motorcycle builder out here in Dallas. He put up a C10 truck that he built back in the day with, some friends. And he's known all over, the world for building motorcycles. But he built, a C10 truck too, right? And you might have seen the shoot over at Dallas Strokers, Dallas, Rick Fairless. And he put a picture up of his truck, guys, right in the group. And he got over, 100,000 views on that post in the group. We don't even have, 100,000 members, but he got over, 100,000 views. And so I'm saying Rick became a member of the group. And then we have, a friend, a gentleman that, joined the group that he's friends with not only Foos, Kindig, but Martin, all three of them. And I'm just kind of ecstatic, about that, how that the group is bringing, other folks, over to, the group. And that, I think, personally for me, I don't know, call me crazy, but, I think that's big news for where, C10 America is going. And, I'm glad to be, on the train, moving down, the track, and on the train, that's moving down the track. It's awesome. I think it's awesome. It was Freedom Rides Low. That will be over there at Fourth Wall 2. And all these t-shirts for members will be $25. $25 for, all the shirts. But if you're not a member, they're going to be $30. So if you're going to Fourth Wall to buy a shirt, contact me and I'll give you a coupon code that will save you $5 on the shirt. So you paid $25, not $30 on the shirt. This will be over there as well as C10 Legacy, built for the streets. That will be, over at, Fourth Wall. So we're going to try and get, a lot of these over there already. And you know what, guys? All you guys and gals loved, this image that we put up, on the group saying, coming soon. I think this got, the most views out of every shirt that we put up, so that is, awesome. That's coming to Fourth Wall 2. And you know what? To, all you guys and gals out there asking, about, certain, certain years or body styles, one design to like another design, what we put on the shirts and all that. Like, this one, somebody asked for, another year truck, but, this, well, we can't make everybody happy, And what we're doing is we're doing the shirts and we're putting them out there. And, it would be so, kind of costly and so time consuming if we did every year of, a certain, design. Like say this design, and we did every year, in that design. It would take, a long time, and plus it would be, let me scroll there. It would take a long time, and plus it would cost, some money doing that. So, what we design is what we design, and will be over on, the site. So, all the new stuff, like, all the, the new artwork and all that, excuse me, will be, available over on, fourth wall. And then all the t-shirts with the C10 America logo, on the head, or, the shirts will be over at C10AmericaMagazine.com. And hey, we have Kevin Dickey. Shorty does an awesome job building too. He does. Yes, he does. You're right, Kevin. And matter of fact, I'm gonna see after the weather starts getting better. I have Shorty's number, on speed dial, in the phone. I'm gonna see if I can call Shorty up and do an interview with Shorty. And who knows? Well, Terry Hill, the owner of C10 in the park, is kind of out around Shorty. I think Shorty is down in Mansfield, Texas. That's probably about an hour and a half away from here. Maybe an hour and a half south. And then let's see, Terry is a little south and a little east of us. So southeastern is where Terry is, and then Shorty is just south of us. And so I want to talk to both guys. Both guys have built C10 trucks. Shorty is built. Matter of fact, Shorty built Terry's C10 truck, and Shorty had Terry on, Shorty's dream shop, garage, which was, on TV for a bit. That. Anyways, guys, I want to say a big shout out to Speed Tech Performance, right down there in Haltom City. They were, the first guys to come and advertise with me and Dad in Busted. They're awesome. By the way, guys, if you want a copy of any Busted magazine in print, we have a limited supply over at Dad's house. Right now, we made, Dad's office up there. Our Dad's office over at the house holds, the old magazines. But we only have a certain supply on us over there. And when they're gone, they are gone. We have our collection, put away. So we're trying to sell the old magazines. There. If you want one, let me know what issue. They go from issue number 1 all the way up to issue number 26 in paper. And they're $10, and that includes shipping and tax. So tax and shipping is included in that $10. We can get those sent out to you. It is something kind of cool to hang on to, because we're not making this magazine ever again. Once it's gone, it's gone. Anyways, big shout out to Keith and JR. They're located over at 5950 Airport Freeway, suite number 400, Houghton City, Texas, 76177, Highway 121, and Carson. You can either call them today, or come by today. Phone number, give them a little ringy dingy. 682 area code 647-0012. That number again, 682-647-0012. Give them a call. They're a full service shop and showroom. Superchargers or forced induction, performance brakes and suspension, race fuel and methanol. If you need it, they don't have it, ask, and they can probably get it for you. They're American V8 muscle, late model and classics, performance dyno tuning, carbureted, and fuel injected. Let's see, here is, can I find something I need? I can't find it. Let me see here. Yeah, find it right here. If I can, guys, I want to say a big shout out to our featured sponsor of the day, Connor's Car Show. Their shirt on here. Connor's Car Show is Ty Gentman, Lydia Gentman, Braden, Elizabeth, and Rudy. Yes, I did not forget you, Rudy. And they've been doing Connor's Car Show for 11 years. And, my wife and my dad, we're so blessed, and, being, a part of, the car show. And for many, many years, we're able to work side by side with, Ty, the founder of, Connors. And, early on, this year and, late last year, we took and we lost, Ty. And you know what? We're going to do everything we can to make Connor's Car Show the best it can be, bigger and better than ever. And we have a model that, Ty left us, a template, and he did everything by PowerPoint, from, the parking of the cars to where the booths go, to where the cars entered, and the money was taken. Everything goes to the kids with special needs, to the cooks, children's hospital, the Down syndrome partnership, and the Scottish Rite Hospital. And so it goes out to help all the kiddos out there. And, this year and, many, many more years, we're not just doing it for, Connor and the kids. We're doing it for Ty also. So we're doing it for, all three. And I know Ty's up there with my Jesus and, my Lord, my Savior, God. up there with mom. They're all up there huddling around, looking down, watching what's going on right down here, not only in the group, but everywhere. And so, if we help, Lydia and Braden, Elizabeth, and everybody, put on an awesome show. I know he's looking down and, smiling. And matter of fact, smiling, I never seen Ty not smile. He would smile every time. Every time I saw him, he would be smiling. And you know what? He didn't just have friends. He had best friends. If you ever met Ty Jetman and Ty came into your life, or you walked into, Ty's, life, you weren't just a friend, you were a best friend. And he treated you like a best friend. And it was so cool. Whatever you needed at the time, Ty was. I remember Ty sat right there at that podcast table. I'm gonna try and find the video from the computer archive here and put that up. But I remember he sat right there at the table. The table was over at the old apartment, the old studio. And I remember Ace, my little dog, kept on barking at him. And I'm going to just give him a treat and pick him up. And Ty gave him a treat. And he picked him up and he held him. From that day on, every time Ty came over, little Ace, our dog, loved Ty. And everybody loved Ty. I loved Ty. My wife, my dad, Lydia, Connor, everybody. Ty just had that effect on you. And, I want to thank, my Lord and my Savior for giving me, the time that I had with, Ty. Thank you. Anyways, guys, if you can, go check out Cafe Automotive. Cafe Automotive. They're located right here in, Fort Worth. Matter of fact, 3700 Golden Triangle Boulevard, Fort Worth, Texas, 76244. That's zip code 76244. Their phone number, if you need to give them a little ring, that's 682-593-0239. 682-593-0239. If you want to find them online, they're at www.cafeauto.com. www.cafeauto.com. If you need to email them, cafeautomotive@gmail.com. cafeautomotive.com. That is where, my dad goes to have a daily routine maintenance done on his Jeep. It isn't too far from, Dad's house. He goes over there. They're pretty up and up guys, and they tell him, what he needs, what he don't need, if they can do it, if they can't do it, how long it'll take. cafeautomotive.com or cafeauto.com. Go check them out, today. Anyways, I need to say a big shout out to Sweet Patina. These guys are freaking, awesome here. That is Blake and, Blake's dad. They're almost like, my shadow. each and every car show that I go to, it's like, I kind of turn my head. Oh, hey, Blake, hey, what's up? And, if we set the booth up, I'm not looking around me. I'm just, kind of setting the booth up. I'm not looking at vendors, but I said, oh, hey, Blake, and it's weird. It's cool. Pardon me, not weird as in bad, weird as, cool. So, anyways, I think Blake and his dad started probably about the time that, my dad, myself started in Busted. They started, well, they're going strong. They're adding, a lot of stuff to, their inventory. And, I think, back last summer when I talked to him at, one of the truck shows, he pulled me aside and he's like, you know what? I think we're going to need a 18-wheeler. I think we're going to need a rig. And so they're already thinking about going bigger and better than ever before. And these guys, I remember when they started from that little 10 by 10, they have really taken on, the next, level, guys, all that. Anyways, I want to say a big shout out to my buddy Tom Abel. I haven't heard from Tom for a bit. I haven't seen Tom for a bit, so I'm gonna try and get a hold of Tom. But he printed issue number 1 for us, issue number 2 for us, and no, we're not a print magazine, but Tom is old school like Dad and myself. But Dad and myself, we're getting a little better with the online magazine because we can add as many pages as we want, take away the pages, be like more interactive, all that. You can't do that in paper. And we have no thought of going back to paper, unless somebody with a lot of resources came to us and said, hey, we want to be one of your biggest supporters and sponsors, to go to print. But you know what, if we did that some way, we're keeping the name. We're not changing nothing. We're not changing the way we do our thing. We're not giving up the rights to anything, And you know what? Nah, forget that. I'm not even going to do that. I'm going to keep it the way it is right now. If I want to go print, I'll do it myself. Okay? Case closed. If I can, real quick, before I get out of here, it's at 10:19. We're going till 10, probably 25, 10:30. However long it takes us to go through, the sponsors and read from the Bible back there, then we're done. I want to say a big shout out to our biggest sponsor right now. That is Boss Hog Torque Converters. That is Nelson and Nora over at Boss Hog. They're located at 2817 East Avalon Avenue, Muscle Shoals, Alabama, 35661. phone number if you want to give them a call. Area code 888-267-7464. That number again, 888-267-7464. Then we jump down to yesterday's 50s diner. My buddy Matt, right down there. I was talking Matt, kind of probably middle part of last year, early part of last year. And, tell Matt, starting to do these, lives, with the advertising and sponsors. And he's like, hey, Rich, can you do me a favor, when you do your, talking about ads? And I'm like, yeah, well, what do you need, Matt? What's up? What do you want? And he's like, well, we just started doing something. I'm like, yeah, what's that? And he said, we just started making homemade hand-scooped ice cream. And, the next time you go, live, you're talking about your sponsors, you're talking about us. Can you talk to your group, let everybody know we have homemade hand-scooped ice cream? And I said, yeah, hey, no problem. I'll do that. So we haven't got down there yet, but I want to take, the wife and, Dad down there. Maybe we can hook up with Sam Ditto down there and, Scott Stout. Maybe, have, a couple other guys bring, C10 trucks down there. We can maybe do it on a Sunday or something. And we can go down there and try their ice cream, apple pie, something like that, and make it an American Sunday. Hey, that might be a name. I'm gonna write that down so I don't forget that. American. See, that's why I tell you guys, I keep a pen and a piece of paper handy just in case I get an idea. Write it down, Then their phone number, if you want to give them a call, is area code 940-683-6620. Pardon me. I need my glass of, sweet tea, which I don't have. They're located 305 West U.S. Highway 380, Bridgeport, Texas, 76426, 76426. And that number again, 940-683-6620. And then we head on down to a Loaded Dice Speed Shop. Loaded Dice Speed Shop, my buddy Aaron Weaver out there and his wife, not only do they own Loaded Dice Speed Shop, but they manage it every day. So, if you're walking in, the back door, the back building, you might be walking by that C10 truck over in the corner, slammed on the ground, getting airbags, installed, or you might walk towards, the front final assembly, and they might have that, awesome bitchin' candy apple red 1957 Chevy with all the chrome accents you can possibly imagine on that car that came out of, the factory back then. That is my favorite car. I have a favorite truck. That is my favorite, car. If I was ever able to get a man cave, you betcha a nickel to a donut, I would have a bitchin' candy apple red 1957 Chevy in my man cave. Not my shop, in my man cave. Now, it would be different having a man cave and having, the C10 America build shop, which I want both. I want both, and, I can make it happen. I know I can make it happen. You can make anything happen. We made, this group, we built this group from 0 members. So you can do anything you put your mind to. You just have to want it bad enough. You just have to want it bad enough. That's what it comes down to. And keep on pushing towards it, And, something will give and you're going to get it. Just keep going. I want to say a big shout out to Jay Pruitt over at Trucks USA. His website, classictruckbedparts.com. I messed that one up, right? classictruckbedparts.com. Jay Pruitt. If you want, give him a call. 864-227-6220. That number again. 864 area code 227-6220. And then he is located at 2924 Highway 72 East, Ambleville, South Carolina, 29620. 29620. That is classictruckbedparts.com. If you want to email Jay, go right ahead. Jay at classictruckbedparts.com. Jay at classictruckbedparts.com. I said big shout out to Connor's Car Show already. I want to say a big shout out to the Edge Radio US.com. The world famous Johnny Blender. He's over in Louisiana. I think Johnny is retired because he has more time than, Roller and myself put together, man. He's spinning the tunes and, the torque wrench over in his shop. The man must have a laptop, I would say, out there in the garage because he works on something on the car and then he comes back. 10 in a row coming up next, So, I mean, that is, pretty cool. Me and a Roller always wanted our own radio station. We kind of have that. We have a podcast and, we do lives, all that. But, it's, it is what it is. His history kind of, repeats itself, sometimes. And it's weird like that. Anyways, I want to say a big shout out to, a good friend of mine, Wendy McLeod, right here in, the group. Her, along with her awesome husband, they put on, a little show called The Rusty Rods and Rust Car Show. They put it on down in Newitt, Texas, and that's right down by, I think, right down by Waco, run around Waco because everybody down there kind of, lives. But, they had their last show October 11th, 2025, and we couldn't make it out, last year. So, I contacted Wendy and told her why, the wedding, the move, all that. And I said, well, you know what? This year, the wife and myself want to go and, make our presence known out there at your show, support it, do what we can do, So this year we're headed out there, and then we'll be out at the Connor's car show. We'll be out at the White Buffalo Will's car show. We'll be out at the Rat Pack car show. And we're looking at setting up the booth out there at, those shows and, all that stuff. So it'll be real good, time. And guys, real quick, I got up super early this morning. I built some new templates for issue number 9. Excuse me. So, pardon me. Issue number 9, probably next week, I'll start looking for, trucks for that. But in the meantime, we have to get issue 8 done, which it's done. All I got to do is keep on putting the, credits on it. I should be done hopefully by, today, putting the credits on, and then we'll be done, a couple of days, early, from that. So, anyways, guys, want to say a big shout out again to Jeff Richards, aka Roller, for getting us this little Bible thing here. I love this thing. Trying to read from it, at least, a couple of times. One time, during, the live, and then, I'm trying to read before I go to bed, if not during, the day sometime. We're on page 231. So if you guys have one, you want to follow along, that'd be awesome. We're underneath where it says the Holy Spirit. And it says, He lives within. If you then, through you are evil, know how to give good gifts to your children, how much more will your Father in heaven give the Holy Spirit to those who ask Him? Let me say that again. That was hard seeing, the glasses. It says, if you then, though you are evil, know how to give good gifts to your children, how much more will your Father in heaven give the Holy Spirit to those who ask Him? Luke 11:13. Luke 11:13. That I have to read that for a little bit. I guess from my standpoint, my opinion, pretty much, if I guess what it's saying to me, if you're like an evil person out there, and how are you giving gifts to your kids if you're so evil, and if you are, how do you expect, the Father up in heaven, to reward you with more of, the Holy Spirit? I mean, if you're doing something you shouldn't be doing, and why is, the Father gonna reward you for, something that he frowns down, upon, that he does not think you should be, partaking in, or, treating your kids, like, or, that's only me. I'm trying to comprehend, everything there. I never said I was good, at this stuff. Never said I was perfect, because you know what? I'm not. I'm just like anybody out there, any guy. But, I'm trying to get better as, time goes on, and stuff like that. And one thing you guys should know, on the podcast, or, if you're watching on, YouTube, our lives here, and our group here is God and Jesus based. And we talk about God and Jesus right here on my YouTube, in our live, in our group, on the podcast. And we're not gonna stop talking about it just because, talking about God or Jesus, offends you. So that's why I think our group is, a little different than, other groups. I love, all the other, C10 groups. Don't get me wrong, but I'm saying I think that's why, we're seeing, a lot more people join, our group and all that. And that is awesome. We welcome each and everybody to our group. And, it's just awesome seeing something that was only an idea up here kind of grow. And we thank each and everybody here in, the group, and, in the live watching. I know Dad's in here, same ditto. Scott probably at Rollers at work, if not in here. And just, everybody out there, have a safe day. Hopefully, that snow is, or that ice is, gonna start melting. And, hopefully we can get back to, everything we're supposed to be doing. I can get back to sending stuff out, going back to, the post office, all that stuff. So anyways, have a great day, guys. And we're going to lead out with My C10 Dream. This song that Roller wrote for us. We love you. We'll talk to you guys soon. Take care and have a great day. Stay blessed.
I started with a frame, just a pile of steel, rust on my hands, but a vision that's real. Long nights in the shop, sparks lighting the air. Every bolt I tighten says I'm halfway there, knowing that my vision is starting to appear, in hopes that I make the cover of C10 America magazine. I'm building my C10 dream. The chrome shines under fresh coat of paint, that green candy apple glow. 20-inch wheels hitting every truck show. Crowd gathers round, cameras start to click. This ain't just a truck, it's my C10 American magazine dream. I'm building my C10 dream, a chrome shining under the lights. Do I lay it low or lift it high? Man, my C10 dream feels so right. From the garage to the show, rolling proud and clean, in hopes that one day I'll make the cover of C10 American magazine. From swap meets to highways, every mile I roll, this C10 Chevy tells my story, every dent, every goal. I hope and I pray the editors are watching one day and put me on the cover of C10 American magazine. And they will realize this truck's more than metal to me. It's my C10 dream. I'm building my C10 dream, a chrome shines under the lights. Do I lay it low or lift it high? Man, this C10 dream feels so right. From the garage to the show, rolling proud and clean, in hopes that one day I'll make the cover of C10 American magazine. So here's to the builders, the grinders, the crews, to every C10 dreamer with a vision so true. I hope and I pray that maybe someday my truck will be on the cover of C10 American magazine. But until that day, my truck's gonna gleam. I will keep branching and chasing my C10 American magazine dream.
Hey guys, thanks for being in the group and not only being in the live. That's awesome. Every day we go live, you guys come in. So have a great day. Stay blessed. We'll see you again tomorrow. Tomorrow is Thursday, Throwback Thursday. We'll see you tomorrow. Have a great day. Stay blessed and keep it classic. Take care.